So the softening up process for the horror budget has begun. Last week Tony Shepherd, Joe Hockey's hand-picked head of the government audit, appeared before a Senate committee to say that things were really all doom and gloom. There'd have to be big cuts, big cuts, and even they wouldn't be enough. Then there'd have to be bigger cuts. And while we were all still reeling from them, Shepherd's accountant, Mr. Peter Crone, who coincidentally also happens to work for the Business Council, as does Mr. Shepherd, appeared to say that yes, he was looking at something of the order of 4.7% of all spending. 4.7%? That's not a cut, that's a massacre. And it's happening at the worst possible time. I mean, last week we also had unemployment figures, which said the job market's fallen apart, that unemployment is bound to rise over the next year, and of course the bottom's fallen out of the Australian dollar. Now, in this situation, normally you'd be stimulating the economy, not cutting the arse off it. But that apparently is going to be the Abbott government's plan. And when asked very coyly whether, apart from cutting, it might be a good idea to try and balance the budget by raising taxes, Mr. Shepherd was, of course, absolutely horrified. No, that would have a dreadful dampening effect on the economy. You can't do that, it'd close down business activity. In other words, business activity is what it's all about. And if we're going to cut services, they're going to be the kind of services that don't affect business, but do affect families, and presumably the most inarticulate and powerless families, the very poor. So get ready for it. Of course, it probably won't be quite as bad as it's being painted now. When the crunch comes, Abbott and Hockey will probably find a way to sugar the pill a bit to make it not as bad as we all feared it was going to be, and so we'll all be pathetically grateful and vote for them over and over again. Won't we, children? That's the story. Just stick to it. I'm Mungo McCallum.